be a subcontractor, so I can have a company there, but then I'm contracting off of that company instead of going directly to
you become the
whoever.
middleman.
Exactly. Right.
Got you.
Okay.
All right. I
So
like that.
so with all that being said, right? So you got the plan of where you're going, but to get started where you at, what kind of certifications would you have to get started, like in your field? Are there any degrees and certifications you have to get to where you are today?
Well, so so right now I'm an IT project manager, right? Normally what you would do is you'd have what they call the PMP, project management, right? Certification, project management professional certification. So I don't have that certification, right? Believe it or not. Um, I'm still doing the work, but I just don't have that certification. So what ends up happening is when I decide to do this, and I'm actually going to be sitting studying for the class, I'm just being lazy, honestly, to tell you the truth. I just need to study for the class for a couple of months and then go take the test. But what it does is when I do get that certification, then it opens things up, because them three little words can be the difference between 20, $25, $30 an hour. You know what I mean? That you could be missing out on. So definitely you'd want to have I mean, it's funny, right? So I can't wholeheartedly say that you need to have a college degree to be a project manager, because people can just go get certified for it and they'll be good. If you're a good project manager, people aren't really going to care
Tell us
about.
your path.
So yeah, for me, I went to college first. Well, late in the game, right? So I was working, and as you start getting degrees, the trajectory I was taking, then they're like, oh, okay, he completed his associates, he completed his bachelor's. So people are looking at that because they know that you can focus on something and accomplish it, right? That's the real reason when you think about it. Somebody does their master, they're a master, quote unquote, right? He or she was able to go to school, focus, deal with all these classes, right? And they were able to get this degree. So some people look for that. They're like, hey, master's degree preferred. Doesn't mean that you have to have it, but preferred. So for me, I went that route. And while I was in school, I was also doing project management stuff on the side, right? It didn't hurt that some of the classes that I was taking in school were also related to project management. My bachelor's is in business, so a lot of the things you learn in business kind of a little bit fall into the lines of doing the project management stuff, right? So same thing with getting my MBA. So okay, so let me hone in a little bit more, and I studied more. I had more project management classes where I had to do different projects within my master's program. So shout out to Syracuse, you know what I mean? So
Hey.
I mean, but that's the route that I took. There's other people that may not have gone to college and just got the certifications, and they're doing just fine as well. You know what I mean? So it's I guess to each his own.
So with being a project manager, right, in the healthcare field, and you need these certifications, are you noticing that there's a shortage of people to actually come and work in that specific field? Because in my field, right, I got it's a struggle trying to find help, right? So, and I'm at a lower level. So, in your field where you need these certifications to kind of do what you do, are you seeing that it's difficult to find people to come and work?
No, I think people are still coming to work. I think no, I don't think there's a short up here where I'm at. I don't see a shortage.
Yeah.
People are still looking for for project managers, right? And this is me speaking just for my field, right? So people are looking for good project managers regardless. And there are jobs out there, but I don't think there's a shortage of project managers. I think they're getting them because I mean you it's like I said, it's a certification. So if you get that certification, it automatically puts you into that pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's too much of a shortage right now for it.
Lucky you, because I can. I would tell you what, I could have applications posted for months, and I sit there weeding through, man, and just trying to find that talent. It seems like it's gotten harder since pandemic times, right? But that we're going to get into that here in just a minute.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So what I really want to ask is, at your level of leadership, how do you ensure that you render results, right? As a project manager, how do you make sure you get the results that you're intending to
get? Man, that's the whole job, right? The whole
exactly.
job is, I'm responsible. So a project manager is responsible for planning, for organizing, and for directing, completion of projects, right? So everything has evolved, right? Everything, different jobs, what I'm saying? People don't do the same jobs the same way, right? Project management has gone the same, has also evolved as well. It used to be that you were a project manager, be like, hey, big man, you got to do this and this, and this. They didn't care about feelings. They didn't care about any of that stuff, right? So now, becoming a project manager, you also have to have, now the new project manager or the new wave of project management, you have to have that emotional intelligence, right? So I know that the way I can work with big man is not the way that I can work with the professor or the way that I can work with K-Dot, right? So it's my job to understand for the parts that I need you guys to complete, to figure out what's the best way for me to get all, 100% maximum effort from you so you can complete whatever it is that you need to complete within whatever time frame that we have to do it, right?
That's the challenge.
Yeah, so it's not you're not an X person. You're not an X and a Y. You're not a number. You're an actual person. So what I do is I take the time to understand who it is that I'm working with, from whatever department it may be, operations or communications, whatever it may be. I understand who you are, right?
Yeah.
Take the time to understand who they are. And as you speak with them or as we have meetings, you kind of understand, okay, this is how big man operates. Okay, this is how K-Dot operates. All right, this is how the professor operates. So now I understand when I have something that needs to get completed, I know what I need to do and how to approach that particular individual to get them to move, at a faster rate without me being, hurry up, get it done type stuff, right?
I'm glad you said that. No, absolutely, man. And I think knowing your talent is kind of one of the more crucial pieces of being a successful leader, right?
Right. Absolutely.
I've seen, let me not even go there. I've been that person that didn't understand the people I had around me. And I've addressed these issues, and it comes off the wrong way because not everybody receives the message the same way.
Exactly.
It took me time. I've been doing this, close to 18 years now. And when I say this, I mean leadership.
Right.
And I had to develop that muscle, like, okay, let me read this person and find out what's their motivator. Because once I figure out your motivator, I know how to drive you, right? Exactly. I know what you're good at, and I know what to play you towards. Right. And I think one of the biggest challenges we have in leadership is putting the right people around you. I tell Professor and Beezy, or excuse me, K-Dot, many times, I put people around me that complement my weak spots. Mm-hmm. Like in my position right now, I have a young lady who's my assistant manager, and she is everything that I am not. And it works perfectly.
Absolutely.
And the reason it works perfectly because it's like that yin and yang. What I can't do, she can do. And it's not even can't do. It's just what I'm not privy to, she is. She remembers the things I forget. And it's just a perfect pairing. And that's why I'm able to be successful where I'm at today. So I'm glad that you said that, understanding the talent around you.
Absolutely.
Crucial. Shout out to you for that.
Hey. That's what we're talking about in this building. I like
we having a conversation. And the beauty of this is the fact that with you being where you are in healthcare, I'm a retailer.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when it comes to leadership, it's kind of universal.
Right.
And I think a lot of the times we make it more than what it actually is. The job is to motivate people to get the job done. When you're in the level of leadership, you have to be able to render results, not on your own, but get those results through other people.
Absolutely.
And the best leaders have mastered that art. Mm-hmm. You see, when I was coming up through the ranks, there was a lot of fear mongering. It was do this or you out of here. So you went in there, you bust your hump and da-da-da-da. But nowadays, with this profession called human resources, it don't work that way no more. You'll find
I remember that story.
Yeah, you can find yourself hemmed up in a bad way real quick, right? And it's not a bad thing, but what it does is it levels the playing field, right? Because when you get into these roles and these jobs or whatever profession it is, when you're in a position of power, it's easy to abuse it. And what the human resource piece does is just kind of level it out and give those who aren't in power a voice. So, you know, I've had my run-ins with human resources, and I had my feelings about it. But at the end of the day, I understand why they're there and the purpose that they serve.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the beautiful thing, man. I love it. You know, hopefully one day I'll go ahead and get my own business, man. I'll be a nice guy.
I got a cap on my head, and so do you.